Hey everyone, welcome to a video where today I'm going to be talking about my newest draft in FPL this season. Now this draft includes Bruno Fernandes and Erling Haaland along with other high quality players. Let's get straight into it. First of all, my starting goalkeeper is Kinski from Spurs. I think under De Zerbi this season Spurs will have a really good defence. Kinski is only 4.5 million. Throughout the whole season the Spurs defence looks quite alright, so I'm happy with him to be in my team. And then on my bench, another 4.5 million defender is Leno from Fulham. Now the reason I've gone with him over someone like BRUNO is I'll leave a link in the description down below to allaboutfpl.com. There's actually a really nice fixture rotation between the two goalkeepers where I can play one week, play one the other, and it means we never really come across hard fixtures apart from, I don't know, Gameweek 5 to play Aston Villa. But apart from that, it's a really good rotation. Then moving on, in my defence I have Harry Maguire. Man United's first 5 fixtures are really good apart from when they play Man City. Since Casemiro has left, I think Harry Maguire, he will be the main target man for set pieces, which Bruno Fernandes is really good at set pieces. Hopefully they'll be coming off of Harry Maguire's head. He's only 5 million, he's a cheap defender. He should hopefully start all the games. He's got more goal threat than I think last season as well, so I think he's a good pick. I think he'll get lots of clean sheet points as well. Now if you want a cheaper option, you could go with someone like Shaw. However, it does look like Man United are going for Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall and Shaw will be fighting for that left back position. I think Harry Maguire, he's quite nailed on. He's got a good goal threat and he's cheap, so I think he's worth it. Now moving on is Gvardiol from Man City. Now in a conference, apparently Gvardiol is going to be a part of the 3 pillars of this new team or whatever. Now the first 5 fixtures for Man City look really good. I think Gvardiol will play since he's the only left-footed centre-back that they have. And in that 24-25 season, he was one of the highest scoring centre-backs. So I think if you're going to pick a Man City defender, I'd pick him. The other ones are expensive. He's 5.5 million. You know, the only other nailed defender that I'd pick is probably O'Reilly, and he's $1 million more expensive. So I think Gvardiol is a great pick if you want someone like Man City defence. Moving on is Mosquera from Arsenal. I wanted some of the Arsenal defence that did keep the most clean sheets last season. The first fixture especially is Coventry at home. That is a really good fixture. I've picked Mosquera because I think he's going to be the starting centre-back. He's only 5.5 million. You know, Gabriel is 8 million. Gabriel is going to score a lot of points, but I just don't think he's worth the price. If Mosquera and Gabriel are playing, they could end up easily with the same amount of points. Maybe Gabriel has a bit more of a goal threat. But towards the end of last season, Gabriel didn't score a whole lot anyway. So I'm happy with Mosquera on my team. Moving on to my bench, I have Vuskovic from Brighton. Now, Vuskovic has just moved to Brighton from Hamburger, and the defensive contributions he was getting were really good. I think he averaged something like 9 clearances per game. Now, you only need 10 to get defensive contribution points. I think for 5 million, he could be a really good pick this season, so he's in my team. Not only that, Man United and Brighton have a really good rotation. I'll leave a link in the description down below to allaboutfpl.com where you can see this, but as you can see, I can use Harry Maguire and Vuskovic to rotate the fixtures, and then consistently have good fixtures up to game week 7. Hopefully Vuskovic will do well for defensive contributions. Obviously it's a new league, so we don't really know. That's why he's on my bench currently. If you look at my starting 3 in defence anyway, I don't know why you'd play him over any of them. Moving on is Bobby Thomas from Coventry. He's only 4 million. Now, I did have Van Eyck, my team, from Coventry. However, Bobby Thomas looks to be just a bit better. He gets a lot more defensive contributions on average. He only had 1 less goal involvement last season. So I think Bobby Thomas, I'd just pick him over Van Eyck. They also play Hull game week 2, so I think I'll probably play him then. I'm pretty sure there was a stat that if you take the expected goals for Hull City last season, they would have come 23rd or something crazy like that. During this season, you should target Hull. Now, moving on to my midfield, I have Szoboszlai. He is on set pieces for Liverpool, so he's sort of rotating right back, attacking midfield, right wing. We're not really sure where he's going to be playing. However, he's on set pieces. He can take really good free kick. He's on corners, things like that. He's like a mini Bruno Fernandes I compare him to. He had a really good last season as well. And I think Liverpool will be quite strong this season, especially under their new manager. So I think Szoboszlai, he is someone that should be in everyone's teams. He's a great price as well for 7 million. Next up is Sangare from Brentford. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think he could be the new Anderson this season. And he's $1 million cheaper than Anderson. So I think he's a good pick. And also, Brentford's fixtures are really good. I don't see why you shouldn't have him in his team. Now, there are other 5.5 million midfielders like Ampadu who are good for defensive contributions, and we know they are. But I think as a differential, he's a good pick. Next up is Bruno Fernandes, of course. He's essentially in pretty much everyone's teams. For the beginning of the season, Man United, as I've said before, have good fixtures. Bruno Fernandes is on corners, he's on direct free kicks, he's on indirect free kicks. Hull away and Ipswich at home are great fixtures as well. Now, he is not my captain, he is my vice captain, but I'll explain why shortly, but he is a great pick for this season. Maybe he's a bit overpriced. He has been 12 million before, though. I think he's alright. He's a good price. Moving on is Phil Foden. Now, as I said previously with Guardiola, he's meant to be one of these players that Man City will build around. Now, also under their new manager, I feel like the wingers are going to be more wider. So people like Semenyo, they'll be playing out on the wing, and then you probably want these more central players like Phil Foden that can receive the ball, turn, and have a go at a goal. And for 7 million, Phil Foden is a great price. If we end up this season with the Phil Foden from the 23-24 season, he will be worth the money so much. So that's why I think Phil Foden's a great pick right now. The fixtures for Man City are good for the first 5 as well. I don't see why you shouldn't have him. Now, there is a bit of minutes risk, but I think, for the first couple of games, I think Phil Foden will probably play all of them. Now, moving on to my bench is Pascal Gross from Brighton. Now, since Danny Welbeck's gone, people are saying he could be on penalties. I'm not too sure if he will or not. But they play Leeds and Coventry, Game Week 3 and Game Week 4, so he's a good player to be on the bench. He could be on penalties. Now, my only thing is he is a bit old. I don't know if he's going to play all of the matches. I think he's 35 or something like that. However, he was good at the end of last season. I'm happy for him to be in my team. If you're not happy with him, there are over 5.5 million midfielders like Ampadu, I've mentioned previously, who could be a good pick. Now, moving on to my forwards, I have Erling Haaland, of course. He is my captain for Game Week 1 against Bournemouth at home. Now, Haaland always starts his seasons off strong. As I've said previously, Man City, good fixtures. I've got 3 Man City players. I think they'll have a good season. He's pretty self-explanatory. He is really expensive, but I don't see many people without Haaland on their team. Now, moving on is João Pedro from Chelsea. I think Game Week 4 onwards, everyone will want Chelsea players in their team. João Pedro, probably the best Chelsea player for points, I'm not going to lie. You've got people like Morgan Rogers and Palmer, but I think for the price as well, because João Pedro is cheaper than people like Igor Thiago. João Pedro is going to be a really good pick for this season. Then moving on, I have a cheap £6 million forward, and it's Calvert-Lewin. The fixtures for Leeds look really good. Calvert-Lewin, he was good last season. He was a bit inconsistent at times, but Calvert-Lewin's someone that we know. There are other £6 million forwards like Igor Jesus and Asula, who you could maybe consider. However, I think Calvert-Lewin is going to be my forward starting for Game Week 1 against Nottingham Forest away. Anyway, guys, that is my full team. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And if you have any suggestions as well, make sure you leave them down below, because I will take them into account. So guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.